Hello and welcome to Jojovein Direct number 4. The first time I showcased things, it was the Crusader system, which allows you to summon characters from JoJo into the world, they follow you and fight for you. The second thing that I showed off was the power system I coded in for Hamon, Cyborg, Spin, etc. But this time I'm here to show off something a little bit different. You might be aware that in the server, I have coded abilities such as Time Stop for Star Platinum and a combo system for Silver Chariot. However, there were limitations to the stands from Steve's Bizarre Adventure. While it's a great mod, and all respects to Night Demon for his hard work, I do want to break loose from it eventually so that I am able to add my own stands and implement abilities that are more integrated with all of our other systems in the server. So I have coded my own stand system. As you can see, this is my Star Platinum. It's a little bit different from the Steve's Bizarre Adventure one. It follows you in a slightly less jittery way. It's more smooth. The original follows you as if it's attached by an invisible lead, but this one dynamically calculates motion based on its distance from you, and it does so in a way that will send less packets to the server, potentially causing less lag and whatnot. It'll also mean we'll be able to add plugins to our server. So the stand rush from the Steve's Bizarre Adventure stands looked something like this. If you are running too fast, they're unable to keep up, so you have to largely stand still for a stand rush. This is a bit of a problem, but not too terrible. And that's about it. You could customize how far the punches travel, how fast they are, and how hard they hit. But most of the stats weren't really functional anyway, and the abilities were reserved for the stands that were not viable in damage output. With my stand system though, all of the stands are going to be viable. So, Star Platinum's rush will follow you here. It will also display an animation from Star Platinum. Look at him go, look at him go. And it will always go 5 blocks in front of wherever your position is at any given moment. So as you're traveling, it will just maintain that distance. The stand rushes from this new system will respect damage frames, so they won't hit too many times, but they will hit harder. And so it will remain viable in both PvP and PvE, although the server might need some HP adjustments for the raid bosses and whatnot. The standard punch from Star Platinum has a little bit of a homing effect. See, it curves, and when it hits them, it sends them flying in whatever direction. So if you go a little lower, they might be sent a little bit in the air. Or if you shoot from the left of them, they might be sent a bit to the right. And it also is capable of breaking shields, since the new stand rush will be blocked by the shields pretty much consistently. So you will need to go for a punch and then go for a run. Star Platinum also has new moves. If you haven't been aware of the time stop system that has already been added to SPA Star Platinum for the server only, it looks like this. And when time resumes, it gets sent flying. I decided to add even more moves. So right now, Star Platinum is capable of using Star Finger, which will pull the mob in a little bit and deal heavy damage. Star Platinum is capable of using Grab, in which it will grab the enemy mob and throw them depending on how fast you're moving. If you're sprinting, it will throw them far. If you're not sprinting, it will throw them only a little bit. And you're also capable of throwing yourself. Stand leaps exist like they did on the Crusaders, but for the players now. And you can chain it with your grab to gain even more distance like this. believe that this version of Star Platinum is more fun to play, and it also has more features. But Star Platinum isn't the only stand I have to showcase right now. I have also coded Sticky Fingers. Sticky Fingers has the same ability in Steve's Bizarre Adventure, where it can zip through a wall, however it can only go through one block of walls, and it cannot go through barriers. It can go vertically and horizontally. Furthermore, it can now invade enemies. Essentially, this feature will allow you to hide inside things, but it also has a more interesting use. If you summon a Crusader, you can enter them and you enter Pilot Mode, where you can directly control your Crusader. When you hit the C button, you will target mobs that your Crusader is facing, so it allows you to effectively control combat. And that's not the only ability that's been coded into Sticky Fingers. Sticky Fingers also has an unzipping system. When an opponent's head is hit, a little zipper icon will appear, and you will know that their head has been registered. If you aim for the body, you will get a little shirt icon, and if you aim for the feet, you get a little boots icon. You can release all of these stored up attacks on an opponent with Sneak X, and it will deal heavy damage. Depending on the areas that were affected, you can potentially make an opponent unable to jump, swing very slowly, and take a lot of damage. Sticky Fingers will be primarily a skill-based stand for that reason. Another thing that Sticky Fingers can use is the movement ability from the old Joseph Crusader. So he will essentially have his Hermit Purple. That's what it looks like if you're unfamiliar. Just as Bruno is capable of extending his arm after he unzips it to punch an opponent, Sticky Fingers can do the same, and like Star Platinum's homing, it aims for the head, so you can guarantee the largest amount of damage from your Arena Dare move. So those are the current two stands that I've created. However, I've also coded a way to obtain them. When you first open the Necronomicon, you will be able to summon Phantom Whitesnake, who will guide you through the mod pack, and he only has one move, the punch, but his punch is capable of getting stand discs, which you can then awaken with the stand virus, depending on the type of mob you hit. As you can see, when the rogue stand Snake Man is hit, I get the Silver Chariot stand disc because Snake Man has an affinity for swords and for moving in a fast and predictable way. For anyone uncertain about the transition from Steve's Bizarre Adventure to this mod, there is still room for improvement and room for changes. So let me know if you have any issues with the system now or when it is released, and I will try my best to not only mimic the feel of Steve's Bizarre Adventure, but also go beyond and make it feel unique and special, and just something that you'll remember the server for. Like when you log in, you hear Jojovein, for instance. Now I know what some people are wondering now. What about the stat system? Well, I have two things to say about the stat system. One is that with the old SBA stat system, you were only really incentivized to invest in destructive power and to invest in range. Any other decision would be kind of arbitrary given the way that the mod is balanced. As for our custom stands, there will be stands that are very specialized in range, such as Hierophant Green. So as for whether or not I'll need to make individual stands lose their identity and gain more range, for instance, Star Platinum gaining more range and less power, I'm not sure if I'll implement that directly onto the stands. However, just to drop a little bit of a surprise here, I fully intend to make a custom stand system, and that stand system will allow investment into stand stats. For all of the stand stats. but whether or not these stands will get those abilities is yet for me to determine. Stands are also intangible. Arrows will go through them, which will allow some very nice ranged builds for once, and as a result, projectiles are deflected by your stand, causing you to not take the damage. However, your stand also has a limit for how many projectiles it can block within a period of time, and these shields slowly regenerate. This is so that you have some defense against projectiles. However, it does not shut down ranged builds entirely. This is a good compromise to stands being able to block things in the canon. Furthermore, if you are to take a lot of fall damage, or any fall damage at all actually, it is nullified at the cost of one of these shields. Lastly, I had recorded some PvP matches for people who I let join my single player world, so I will show you those matches and their outcomes now. Thank you for coming to this Jojovein Direct, and happy Jojoveining.
Arrivederci.